I thought this is the best
All right. Part two. We had some technical difficulties. Battery went out.
This sounds
stupid,
good.
But
we're learning, guys.
Yeah, we're trying to figure this shit out.
But you just edit all that out, right? You just cut all this out.
We don't know how to cut shit out, so we kind of can,
but it won't like load it. Anyway,
yeah, that's it. We'll figure it out, guys. We promise. We'll have a Jamie. If anybody watches Rogan, we'll have a Jamie. You know, you listen to podcasts?
No, I absolutely fucking hate them.
No shit.
I'm glad you're doing that. Someone that hates it. So we're on hour 3 of his shit. That's why battery died.
I listened to 2 podcasts. One was called Shit Town, which was about this like murder thing. When I was driving back from Memphis after a guest spot. And the other one was the Royce and Lupe show, or Lupe and Royce show. Royce to 5'9" and Lupe Fiasco. I was super into it.
Okay.
We should try it out. They're pretty fucking interesting. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it fucking imploded on itself. They had some sort of beef.
Implode.
Yeah, and then now it's like the Royce and some boxer show.
Okay.
Like a really fucking famous boxer, but I don't know. I just haven't hit it up.
All right, so getting back on track.
So
mentor.
So your mentor,
him a lot. He wasn't the greatest.
Yeah. So all right. So you're in Houston.
Yeah.
We'll just go start there. Houston.
He said if you don't go, you've learned everything you
can
here.
That's right.
Yeah. So I moved to Houston. I actually lived on the guy's couch for a while.
Who is this? You don't want to say?
I don't even want to say, man. I have a lot of those because I feel like
show us on the dog where he touched you.
Man, I learned a lot
on the calls.
Right here.
This area?
Wow.
Oh, it's not this area?
No, that means nothing. That's fucking dead. I'm pretty much a Ken doll at this point.
Oh, did you watch the new Barbie movie?
No, I heard it was great.
Yeah.
For real?
I also had a huge history, you know, whatever they call it. What Barbie was really about, which is fucking
fucked up.
Insane. Yeah. She started out as a prostitute, like a German prostitute, and then someone bought the rights to Barbie. And I'm paraphrasing, so I might be super wrong. Mm-hmm. But whatever somebody told me, it sounded fucking great.
Yeah.
She was a prostitute, and they bought the rights, and then Barbie was actually named after the person that bought the rights, who was the wife of the guy that owned Hot Wheels.
No shit.
And that's his shit right there.
Yeah.
And Hot Wheels back in the day was the fucking dopest shit. All the metal fucking cars.
Yeah.
But then she's never been married. She's never been pregnant. All her friends been pregnant. There's kids that associated with Barbie, but they're not her kids. They're her fucking sisters. She's supposed to be a very strong, independent woman. But that's about all I know. So, what were we talking about?
They're trying to watch that movie tonight. Yeah. So you're in Houston now?
Yeah, Houston, sleeping on homeboy's couch.
Yeah.
Couch surfing.
I thought I was fucking making it, dude. I thought I was about to explode with knowledge, and my art was about to blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I'd only been tattooing a year and a half, something like that. I was more advanced than I should have been, but I wasn't anything to write home about, you know. But that fucking got my ego boosted, you know what I mean? And I'm sure that both of you guys know what the peaks and troughs of fucking tattooing are.
We know all the troughs.
Yeah.
To anyone.
Anyway.
Look what we're doing right now.
Yeah, the troughs.
Super.
I got to Houston. I was working with these guys. Turned out to be real pieces of shit. Man, so many stories with these guys that I just don't even want to talk about them because they're just not.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm tired of pushing people's names up hills that
this is a safe space.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk about.
I don't even think any of them tattoo no more.
Wow.
Shit.
You know what I mean? I fucking outlasted them. So fuck them.
You tried to be true.
Yeah, and they were pieces of shit, and those fucking chickens came home to roost.
Oh shit!
You know, so fuck them.
That's a jacking off thing.
JC does it better. Yeah. All right, so you.
But I was in Houston, and then One of the funny Houston stories I guess I have that I don't mind sharing was I left the shop from the one I came to work at. It only lasted a couple months. It imploded. A huge amount of fucking bullshit and drama went on. And at some point at 23, 24, I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like, I didn't have my nuts about me. I don't know how you guys came up, but like,
I still don't have nuts.
Man, like, I learned a lot just fucking like standing up for myself in that shop, for sure.
Yeah.
I learned that a lot of motherfuckers, if you give them the opportunity to take advantage of you,
they will.
They will.
That's just life. That's just people in general.
Yeah, and I got tired of it real quick, and I was just like, man, fuck these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So went to another shop, and this is the funny story. Someone came in. It was like fucking a mile down the road, like just a stone's throw, right? Someone came in, and they were just like, like, it's like, hey, what the? Hey, good to see you. You know, like, how are you? Like, they told me you died in a car crash and you burned alive.
Oh
God damn!
Like,
oh ass mom.
Yeah. Like,
so you're like Spawn now.
Yeah, just like, oh, you fucking died. You're. You know, I just kind of laughed. I was like, man, what can I do for you today?
Yeah.
it was a funny thing. Just like, these motherfuckers, like, you think you're done with somebody and they
do some shit like that.
They're throwing dirt on your name as long as they fucking can. If you're up, you're up, right?
Right.
I'm not even saying I wasn't even up. I'm just the one that got out.
Yeah.
You know, so fuck it, whatever. You know, and some guys stayed and they did really well. And they're, you know, one guy passed away later on and from drugs and shit, and the other guy's doing fine. I think. And one guy quit and like doesn't even tattoo no more. So. You know, fuck them.
All right. Yeah.
Totally.
You know, and then I got an opportunity while I was at the Houston shop. I met somebody who was also a fucking huge piece of shit. Like,
wow.
I didn't know this, right? But I went to, he came, did a guest spot, and he was from San Antonio, and I moved to San Antonio to go try to learn. I was like the better person at a shop when I shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And I was trying to learn. I was trying to fucking be a sponge.
Yeah.
But when you're like the better person at a shop, like it just, and everybody's just like doing it just as a job, and you're like trying to achieve something. I didn't even know what I was trying to achieve.
But you know you're trying to achieve something. Yeah,
something better.
Higher, yeah.
I ain't shit. I knew that much. Yeah. You know?
You still know that.
Yeah. Still.
Okay.
If I'm lucky, forever. Right?
Yeah.
And this guy came in, he had a silver tongue and like, I mean, a silver tongue, yeah.
Could eat you up.
Game on point.
Goggles.
Anyway,
okay.
I had the opportunity to go to San Antonio, and I was trying to get out of Houston anyway, so I went to San Antonio. He was a real piece of shit. He was the one person. He's like one of the people that I can stand firm. If this motherfucker dies, the world is a better place.
Fuck.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like he's not a good person.
Yeah.
I don't really try to wish a lot bad on a lot of people.
You don't. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want everybody up.
So for you to say that, for people that don't know him, like for him to say that, that's a lot. That means a lot.
Yeah, man. Fuck this dude. I hope he fucking dies. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a good person. That's I just want to make sure. I don't want to say his name.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, just not a good person. But I did get to meet a really good friend from him that Sonny knows. And his name is Memphis, and Memphis was a huge figure to me. He fucking held me accountable a lot.
We're giving him a shout out at not Memphis Chester. What's this thing now?
I don't know because I don't have Instagram.
Oh damn, you know.
But
we'll put it into something.
Yeah.
It's probably description.
I think it's Memphis Chester. But
yeah, I think that's also.
Man, he was a huge man. Whenever I was down, he would talk to me like a fucking man. Whenever I was up and I would act like an asshole, he'd talk to me like a man and be like, you need to fucking chill out.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good dude.
Yeah, you know, he's older than me. I think he probably. I feel like he saw me as peers. But I saw him as a mentor. He taught me a lot. You know what I mean? He brought me to Dallas. Like, I moved to Dallas because he said, "Hey, come work with me again."
And what shop was this?
I don't even know if it's still a shop. It was called.
Oh shit! I was thinking it was Cat.
No. He told me he told me to go to Cat Tattoo because Frank and Remember were still there.
And you had met them in San Antonio too.
I met them in San Antonio. I know that they don't remember, and I met that dude with dreads.
Ron Stafari.
Ron, yeah. They all three came down and did something in a little guest spot in San Antonio.
Little.
And it was fucking weird, you know? Like, Frank and Rember stayed to themselves. They were very nice. Ron was, like, name-dropping and shit. And he wasn't rude, but it was just like, man, I just went on that level. I didn't know that many people. Yeah. You know? But Memphis was like, yo, come to Dallas. Come work with me. I work at... it was Skin Art Gallery. I don't know if it's still called that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's still
over that shop.
Yeah, but it's still a shop, ain't it?
Yeah.
Richard
I think bought it. He might have changed the name. No, or he might have kept it.
I think he kept it, but I think he actually sold it to that Richard guy. And again, there's a line of a story that's kind of pretty boring, but I was like, I'm not working for this motherfucker. Yeah. He's a fucking liar, you know. But Memphis was a big integral part to me, and then Skin Art kind of folded. They were going to sell it to this one guy that was working there that I had some fucking problems with, just some real weak fucking beta shit, you know. So I said, "Fuck this! I'm not doing this." And then he sold it very shortly after. And then I went to I think I went to Hold Fast before Hold Fast was sold. It was Joey DeSormo's shop, and I met some good people there. I got fired from there. The only shop I've ever been fired from.
Damn.
You know, and I'm very fine with it. I'm very fine with telling that story because, you know, the manager was going through a divorce, and he was being paid more to do certain things, and he wasn't doing them. So we'd have to go buy all the supplies. And they're like, "Oh, we'll get you at the end of the week." And I was like, "That's not how this fucking works."
Yeah, like the fuck.
Like, occasionally it was like fine.
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh, yeah, man, I know you're going through a hard time." But at some point, he took advantage.
Right.
And I just went, "Hey, man, when I run out of paper towels after this tattoo, I'm fucking leaving. I'm not buying paper towels. That's your fucking job. You get paid more." You know? That was the agreement, because I didn't have a fucking leg to stand on as far as like, "Oh, I don't want to pay you your cut yet."
Right.
That's not the way that shit works. The owner would be fucking
no,
trying to fuck me up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So when the manager was acting out, I was like, you know something, no one else is saying nothing, so fuck you. How about this? I run out, now you explain it to the owner why he didn't make more money. You know? And then the next day, I had this guy, Andrew Shelton, great tattooer, good friend. Good enough friend. I don't know where we're at now, but he's never done me wrong. I like him a lot. I like his integrity a lot. I like his tattoos a lot. He texts me and he goes, "Hey man, all your shit's at the door." And I was like, "All right, I'm on my way up there."
Let me go get my shit.
So I head up there, and I don't even like try to find a parking spot. I pull up right next to the door, fucking squeal a Ford Focus, like right at the fucking door.
Oh, that Ford Focus.
Yeah, the black Ford Focus, man.
Yeah, baby.
Squeal it right at the door, not a parking spot at all, just on the fucking curb, you know. Walk in there, and the manager was, I don't think he was there. So I started packing my shit, and he like walked in and he goes, "All your shit's here." And I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna check the autoclave. I'm gonna check the," and I had fucking like $50 worth of tubes in the autoclave. So I proceeded to scrub all my tubes and run them through the autoclave. Because I was like, "Fuck you, man!" Like,
You got to explain what those are for the new people that are listening in.
So a sterilization, a thing to make things clean.
Yeah.
You know.
It gets really hot.
What are tubes?
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, that's actually like a good, because it was like
there's a lot of people that never use one probably nowadays. Yeah.
And they were all from fucking Cam, like cheap. But I had so much. I was such
Cam.
Yeah, I was such a fucking busy person there that I ran through so many fucking tubes. Like, I was a workhorse. Still am, I think.
You are, bro. You and JC, I would give you, like, if you aren't tattooing, you're fucking, like, drawing, painting, like...
Trying something that's going to go towards money in the end.
Amazing, yeah.
You know? And I sat there, and he left, and he was all huffing, puffing, or whatever. He was one of those dudes that thought he was smarter than you.
Those are the worst.
Right, but he was a manager, so no one wanted to say shit to him because he could easily like pull that card. So everybody's just like, fuck it, let him have this little childish win.
Yeah.
Until I was fired, and I was like, I'm not letting that fucking shit slide no more.
Yeah.
You know, and then I will say, I did all my shit. I shook everybody's hand in the shop that was there. Thanks for letting me work with you. Try to be real respectful. Shook the dude's hand. Hey, thanks for the opportunity. You brought me on blind. You know what I mean? And I tried my best. Sorry that this went out this way, but thank you. Shook this motherfucker's hand. Looked him in the eye. As a man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what I deem as a man, right? And as he's walking away, he over his shoulder says, "I need to learn some fucking respect." So I'm like, all right, I'll show you some fucking respect, right? And I start walking in, and Andrew was there, and he goes, just don't, man. You know what I mean? And to this day, I won't fucking ever. I don't want nothing to do with that dude.
Yeah.
Because that's not a fucking man to me. You know what I mean? That's not even a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tried to do my best, right? But anyway, got fired from there and worked at a shop in Oaklawn. Used to be called Obscurities.
I got tattooed there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who'd you get tattooed by?
His name was Mike Tidwell. Well, it was called Trilogy.
Oh yeah, it was Trilogy before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when what's his name owned it, and it became Obscurities after he sold it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was right there around the corner.
Yeah, it's right on the corner.
Yeah, it's like off of the street, right?
Yeah, Mike Tidwell. I actually met him at Holdfast. Like he came through. He used to work at Holdfast too.
Oh shit, yeah.
And he'd come through Holdfast and do some tattoo. Actually, he only came through once. I was only there for like a couple months before I fucking burned that bridge.
Yeah.
Or I fucking opened my mouth and fucking
Yeah. Kind of smoked it. Smoked the bridge a little bit. Yeah.
I had the billow.
Yeah. It didn't quite burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
or
dude.
The billow.
He's in Seattle now. Shout out Mike too. Still great, badass tattooer.
And from what I can remember, he was a fucking really sweet dude.
Yeah, from what I remember too. Cool. I've seen him in Seattle recently, like throughout the years. But
what are you doing?
He did my dad's portrait.
Oh yeah.
Superman, badass portrait.
Yeah, it's so fucking
good. It seems like an all-around tattooer back when that was a thing.
When that was he fucking
back when there was only fucking 3-4 shops in a big city like Dallas.
Man.
And then you still did everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like you pick up a tattoo machine. Now you're a fucking. I'm a specialist.
Yeah, you're fucking specialist.
Appointment only. I only do black and gray.
Yeah.
That's a story too. And I can get on this fucking thing for a minute.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I am hot about that. That's a hot topic thing for me.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Yeah.
Like
motherfuckers want to be a one-trick pony.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and people come in and like want to be like, oh yeah, they specialize in this.
Nah, but
one-trick pony.
Yeah. Oh, no, but yeah.
But I also go like, cool, that specialization that you paid $1,000 for. I do that every fucking day for like $200.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like it's, I
need that Homer going into the bush right now.
Nah, but this is weirder than that. You know, I don't think it's that. Whatever. Yeah.
But yeah. So worked there.
I'm gonna just let y'all finish this by us.
So you worked at Obscurities for a little bit or whatever?
Yeah, and then they sold that, and then I think the owner, I think his boyfriend wanted him out of it. I really didn't know the owner that well. Mm-hmm. Memphis is which I spoke about before. He actually knew the owner pretty well, and he spoke very highly of him. And I think Sonny can attest to this. Like if I fuck with you, like that next layer is still like that's still trust. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I expect, at least for myself, if I say, "Hey, this guy's cool," and they fuck you over, you don't have to handle them because I'm gonna handle them because that's my fucking name. Yeah. So it was like kind of that thing, and there was no beef or nothing like that. But he said I trust him. I think he's just done. His partner wants to be done with it. Yeah. And they sold it, and I just got out, and that's actually when I came to Cat Tattoo, and worked with Sonny, and pissed him off. Yeah. I don't think he liked me at all at first.
No one did.
Yeah.
And that was just like the culture of like Cat Tattoo. Like it was like all these artists, and then we're all like. So at this point, there was 2 studios. So there was like the walk-in studio, which I was working at because I was still trying to build my name, and then there was the private studio. Yeah. So at this point, like we were pretty full staff at the walk-in spot. So anyone hired, we're like, oh yeah, you'll be appointment only. And I remember meeting him. I'm like, oh. So we're all thinking like, oh, you got like your appointment only, right? And he was like, no.
I was brought in through Memphis, who was on the appointment only.
And I'll say their names. Fuck these niggas if they're listening. Nah. But like Chase and Lorenzo, like they started like tattooing already, and yeah, Terry was like, I need like some workhorses because they weren't, because they're like this newer generation of like, oh, I only do like this style or whatever. Yeah. Before really earning that right. Because like I said, I would say that I'm a one-trick pony, but like I feel like I earned the right because I've been tattooing 13 years now, and like the first 6-7 years of my career, like I was just like doing walk-ins and shit like that. So this is still me just trying to build my name. So at this point, I'm really cool with Chase and Lorenzo at this point, and I'm feeling like, damn, like this nigga's taking off the plates, eating off the plates of like my homies. Like who is this dude? Yeah.
And I wasn't even sorry about it.
And you shouldn't be, because that's what you're hired for.
Yeah. So I went in to be an appointment only, to work, but I didn't have no fucking appointments. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to work in this spot with Memphis, which is one small little room, but if we both had appointments, it's basically like, oh man, you got a tattoo? Well shit, they gotta wait. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Terry and Terry, he's dead now.
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he had told me, he's like, hey, just walk down to the normal studio and just take whatever you want. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, I don't know, man.
And that was like the thing too with Terry. He was an amazing business dude because he didn't tell us this shit. Like he would just tell him. So
he told me, hey, go down there and take it. And I was like, man, that's not cool. And then he would like, I went down there and took some shit.
Like I say, he's a workhorse, bro. So he was like, psh.
And then he was complaining about some shit, and I was like, when the fuck do you even have these? I didn't know any of them. I didn't know any of them.
All of us fired.
Yeah, I was like, when the fuck do you even have them? I said, fire all 3 of them. I'll make you more money than all of them because I won't turn shit down. I ain't got an ego. Right. I ain't trying to fucking. I'm trying to, like, I was married at that time. I had a family I had to feed. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck that. I got a wife that wants nice things, and I want to give my wife nice things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And she deserves whatever. Yeah. I don't give a fuck about this young fucking
Asian fucking
little art piece of shit. You know what I mean? Much less a fucking someone from Laos.
Lousy.
I got some beef.
Lousy.
Lousy.
Yeah. So he
So they both hate me. If y'all didn't know. Okay.
So anyway.
Love the food though.
Yeah, just the culture.
But he
culture vultures.
Yeah, he fired one of them, and I came in, and Sonny wasn't. It was pretty obvious just I mean, Sonny was quite a pussy. You know, he didn't have nothing to say to my face. But it was obvious he didn't like me. You know what I mean? And then I said some fucking like out of tune joke that like a week later, and he fucking laughed. And then, man, I you know, we've had our ups and downs.
I've been dating ever since.
Yeah, we've been sucking each other off ever since.
Yeah.
More on his part, but yeah.
No.
Yep.
But you know, we've also been in each other's necks. I mean, you were there one time in a bar where we're yelling at each other. He kept playing some shit, and I was like, "You want to shut the fuck up?"
Oh, I don't remember this.
Oh, it was fucking rowdy.
Damn.
Like I was like, say one more fucking thing. Like I was ready to go, but you know, when no one else had my back at my lowest times, or when I was like on the verge of whatever, I get a text message from this motherfucker, Karen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate not hearing from you. You know, so yeah, it's something about, you know, we've hated each other, but it's like, to me, he's actually got brothers. I don't have no brothers, but to me, he's always been the brother that I've never fucking had. You know, and looking out for me, and so. So we have a very incestuous relationship there.
That's cool. Okay, so you were a cat. So did you start working at that walk-in?
Oh yeah. No, he fired whoever, and I went over there, and then
Who did they go with it?
yeah, fucking dominated to the point where like he had a girl that was like running the books. And she used to be like, "Oh, Sonny made more this week." And
oh yeah, she used to play us because we always made like the most. He would always beat me for the most part. Like I would say 4 out of 5 times he always made more for the week.
Yeah.
But she would always play that with us because obviously on her side, like she wanted me to be like hustle harder.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we made Terry more money.
Right.
yeah, and we weren't even about that. I mean, we were comparing just to see where we were at with each other, but I don't think it wasn't ever a competition. It was. I was just like, "There's tats.
Yeah.
Shit. Why are they walking out the door? What the fuck are you doing? Get out of my way. Let me get him."
Right.
You know. And he was. I mean, he was appointment. He was.
Okay, at this point, yeah. Like he was beating me a lot because I would have my one appointment. You know how I am. This is when I was getting set in my ways of like, cool, I'm gonna have this one appointment, work 5, 6, 7 hours or whatever. But this nigga would just be like, cool, it'd be fucking, we close at 12, something comes in at 11 that's gonna take 2-3 hours. Like, this nigga he gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't.
Workhorse.
I didn't shy away from nothing. You know.
We got a spot open. Try to come.
But you know, great time. And then Sonny went over to the private studio.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy there named Mark Merchant. That was a fucking huge Dallas.
Shout out Mark Merchant.
Yeah, just a Dallas staple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He used to go by Chris Merchant. Just a fucking phenomenal tattooer.
He's very good.
That has gone through like more changes in tattooing and done them proficiently than like that I've actually physically seen.
Yeah.
I've seen him do portraits. I've seen him do like Japanese stuff.
I've showed Hector his work, like the color pencil shit. The dude's a phenomenal.
Oh, dude, he's actually one of the first tattooers I think that I saw that I went, oh shit, you're an actual artist.
Yeah,
you're not just a tattooer.
That was him.
Okay.
You know, I have immense respect. But him and I had a falling out. That cat, and then he went over to the private studio.
He had a falling out with everyone because I've explained to you, like, he's amazing artist. He's a great person. Outside of tattooing, I used to love talking. Even now, like, we're like really weird because he still talks shit about me now, like to this day. But outside of the tattooing stuff, and I don't even take no offense to it, you know, because I know, like, if me and him were to sit down and talk, I could talk to this dude like all day. He's a great, like, I would say, human being.
Okay.
But yeah, with tattooing, man, he's very set in his ways and very fucking. He'll get on your nerves. Like I know, y'all wouldn't get along if that nigga came to work with us. Like, he'll start doing some shit that you would check the nigga like real fast, bro. I already know how you are and like how he is. Like,
yeah. So, but it was great to work with him.
But he's a phenomenal artist.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've seen his shit. It's fucking cool. Yeah.
I love telling the story. I'll tell the story. I just remember, like, So Terry like had changed cat tattoo. He paid like, he kept just talking about like 6-figure like fucking like renovation, and he built this whole, because like cat tattoo used to walk in and like all the stations, very open thing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Then he closed it off.
Yeah.
So like you're in the front.
To the dumbest fucking layout ever.
But his thing used to be like, I don't want anyone back here. Like only the person you're tattooing. So at this point, Chase was still here, and like Lorenzo were still new tattooers. And this is the funniest story because he's the most passive aggressive dude I've met in my life. And it was fucking funny, bro. Like, he would just hate everything. The music, shit, anything. So Chase was tattooing this dude this one time. And, like, he got a phone call. And I remember, like, just a real innocent, like, he was just picking up the phone. He wasn't even being obnoxious or anything. But he was just talking on the phone. Someone had called him. He's getting tattooed. It was probably, like, 30 seconds into this talk. And, like, we're all tattooing. And Mark's like, hey, Chase. And he's like, what's up, buddy? He's like, hey, are you going to tell your client to shut the fuck up, or do I have to? And, like, he just like, I got to go. And, like, he got the phone. But he did so much shit like that you're like, damn, dude. Like,
that's fucking tight.
And, you know, Chase hated him since.
But he's also a guy that has so many fucking stories of tattooing and then Dallas history. You know, he's one of those guys that everybody kind of knows Oliver, you know, but he's one of those guys that fucking grew up kind of maybe before or at least during the time with Richard Sell, which is an old Dallas tattooer. He canceled at some point, but still a part of history nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just funny fucking stories, man. Stuff that tattooers, well, you and I, not Sonny, but really fucking enjoy. Like,
yeah.
You know, just dumb shit, and he would be a great. You better get fucking 10 times as many batteries if you ever get him on this.
That'd be cool.
Because he can talk a lot, and he's pretty eloquent. He has quite a vocabulary, and
Very.
he can weave a story very well. I mean, you can pay for the whole seat, but you're only going to use the edge. Like he's a good storyteller, and he's a good dude, and he's checked up on me since, you know, like we had a thing when he had to go to the private studio, but you know, I've had drinks with him since. It's been quite a while, and then I've had.
Hear your story, like when you're trying to go work with him.
So all right. So after Cat, we'll skip ahead. After Cat, I got the opportunity to go work with some young guys that I really. One of them I was trying to get to work at Cat, and the other guy I honestly didn't fucking like. You know, when I first met him a couple times. And then we all became really good friends. Some of that has deteriorated since then. But anyway, when this shop was deteriorating, I say deteriorating. I mean, I worked there for 2.5 years, 2 years, 2.5 years, which was like one of my longest stints at a shop.
Yeah.
You know, but it was being run into the ground, and the owner was being a real piece of shit and doing not cool stuff, and we all five of the 7 people that were working there quit within 2 weeks.
Oh, no shit.
To give perspective, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you understand tattooing or not.
Yeah.
If you have 7 employees and 5 of them motherfuckers quit, you're fucking up. That's you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Likelihood. Yeah.
So I was trying to get ahead of it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna. And Mark had just opened this private studio down the road from us. So I was like, I'm going to go talk to Mark. We kind of mend this fence. We've mended this fence.
Yeah.
And I went down there. Hey, Mark, you know, and he was like tattooing and some whatever. And we kind of started talking for like just 5-10 minutes, just like 5 minutes of just like getting, how have you been? How's it? Just like bullshit.
Yeah.
And then I was starting to allude to what I was working up to.
Right.
You know, of, hey, man, you got a big studio. Can I just do appointments here and we can work something out? So he already saw that.
Right, yeah.
He spent the next 2 fucking hours. 2 hours. Basically, like, in the nicest way possible. Like, I can't wait to see what Daniel Gerbis does. I think you're going to do great things. You should really go and move forward with what you're doing. Everything's looking very good for you. And it's like,
this right here? He got this right here?
but he never really said, he never really,
Right here.
he never even said it, right?
That's
like,
funny.
He just kept like,
Keep steering. He kept running you out of that
he had
question.
huge stories, because he is a guy that can talk where you can't get a word in edgewise
At all.
sometimes.
Oh no
It's
shit!
insane.
Yeah.
Most passive aggressive.
Damn, I want to meet this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But towards the end, it was like, you're doing so great. I can't wait to see what you have to offer. You're gonna do big things.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like he tussled my hair like a fucking child. You know what I mean?
He was great at that, man.
Yeah. And then to the point. Also, I was just fucking tired. I was just like, it's been 2 hours, dog. Fuck it. I'll just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know what you're trying to say, but you ain't saying it.
Yeah.
But eventually I just went, okay, cool, thanks, and like waved and like left.
Yeah.
You know? But that was like the sweetest, harshest way to fucking get turned down.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
Funny guy.
Yeah.
Very important guy in Dallas tattooing, I feel.
Okay, yeah, that's tight. Yeah, I mean, I've always heard of him. I don't know if I've ever met him.
Yeah.
Like,
You would know. You would know.
Yeah, he's the one with the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I shit on his eyes, shit
yeah.
on his lips, got the moco or whatever that's
His whole
called.
piece is tattooed black. He always would tell people that.
Oh yeah, you want to tell that story?
But when we went to the bar and he was just drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would like bring that up like quite often, that he like passed out like 2 times. He tattooed his whole piece black. And I remember me, him, Chase Lorenzo, like we got fucked. We used to, like I said, we would just kind of be like, it'd be high tensions while we were tattooing, but outside of it, it's like, damn it, man, you're so cool.
Yeah.
Until it comes to like tattooing with your ass. But we're like, we would always go get drunk. Addison Circle, how I told you I love that spot, and he got a spot in Addison Circle.
Yeah.
Circle, and there was this bar, Lion something, and he was like, "Hey, y'all come over. It's like by here." So we fucking walked there after the shop, and we got fucked up. We used to slam shots, and it's such a funny story. We're just like walking through, and there's this club that was like by there when we were walking back to Cat Tattoo, and it was like all just like. There was a whole bunch of black people out there, and he's just like drunk and yelling. He's like, "They ain't black." He's like, "I could pull out my shit right now. I bet you it's black isn't there." Like, he's yelling this shit. Like, yeah, he's a funny dude. He's an awesome dude. Like, I hate that, like, we're not really that cool anymore. Cause like I said, he's always had a thing with like the whole realism stuff, and even with my stuff. Like, even when I worked with him, he would just like, he was so good at like the passive aggressive and like talking shit to you without like talking shit to you. So you'd be like, damn, this nigga's talking shit about me, but I can't even really charge him up because he's just wording it so like.
You didn't even know sometimes.
Yeah.
You would like walk away and be like,
hold up, this fool just dissed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, damn, that's tight.
Yeah.
It was
That's tight. Yeah, I want to meet him. We should have him on here. That'd be cool.
dude, you better fucking sign up fucking several episodes.
Yeah.
Because if he can feel comfortable and tell some stories, and you know, it's
It'll be a hoot of a time.
oh yeah, be great.
All right, so let's get back to you. So, Cat. Then what?
Cat imploded, or I had the opportunity to go work at a place called Suffer City.
Yeah.
That turned into fucking whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then you.
And then I tried to get a job with Mark, and then
he 2 hours just
2 hours,
just like
a 2 hour
2 and a
no.
half.
Just imagine someone going, no, you know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what Daniel Gerbis does.
Yeah, that was even like that fucking hurt me more than anything. I'm like, I'm not doing anything, motherfucker. I'm trying to get a job.
But I can't wait to see what you do not here.
Yeah. So then I called Sonny again. He was already at a different shop. His place called Folklore.
Folklore Trading Company,
And
which I talked about in my episode.
And I said, hey man, I just need a spot. And Sonny and Sonny
It was more
Fashion.
like, please.
I don't remember like that, but if that's how he wants to recall it. I mean, he fucking got my shit out the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was didn't know where I was gonna go.
Right.
And he took me out the fire and put me in a spot and
Put him in some more fire.
I mean, yeah, there was there's a common theme.
Common denominator.
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit or very hard to work with.
Like of all three dudes you could beef with, like he picked Billy. He was like the nicest dude.
I didn't even pick Billy. That was a weird thing.
Okay.
And he picked me. He was trying to fight me. And it didn't happen, which I'm very thankful for. I have mad respect for him. Super talented artist.
Mad respect. Okay, yeah.
But his music choice and his hair choice as of late.
Oh, wow.
Shout out Billy Weigler.
I would say he grew it, since I've seen him, he grew his hair out fucking longer than mine can.
It's fucking crazy. I had just showed Hector that shit.
But that top ain't doing no fucking benefits, no.
You hear that, Billy?
But he couldn't fucking outdraw me and fucking tattoo me.
No, he can't. See, you and Hector, y'all always downplay shit. Y'all just draw differently. I won't ever sit here and say he can outdraw you. Like, y'all just draw differently, shit. Bro.
I mean, that's fair, but he's
no
slouch.
Yeah,
he's no slouch.
No, he looks like one. But
that's what caused all that beef in the first place. You kept talking shit, and then I got on it.
It's my fault always, right?
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
You find a bruise and you just fucking press it.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxica.
Yeah. Real piece of shit.
Yeah. You're still here as a friend. That's fucking weird. What's that say about you and Hector?
Man, no, don't bring me into it.
Yeah.
I didn't say you were. He said Hector's like, I didn't say you were.
Hector's like, there wasn't this contract with this shop. You've been cut off.
It'd be 2 mics right now on it. That's it.
Again, like I said, they both hate me.
So where you at now? I guess obviously we're probably skipping some shit, but like
right out of folklore. I left.
Cause I got into that to me, like you and Danny fucked me up leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that.
I had it. Like him, Danny, like I was like, oh, this is great. Danny left, and you leave right after, and I'm like,
yeah, a friend of mine, friend or whatever it is now.
not friend.
He went and opened a shop, and best wishes, and I don't wish anything. He offered me jobs and stuff like that, and I didn't feel like I was the right fit.
Yeah.
And Dallas was becoming a real toxic thing for me. Mm-hmm. Again, with the depression never left, the sadness never left.
Yeah.
Sonny saw me in some pretty bad fucking situations. Tori saw me, my ex-wife, we were divorced by this point, saw me in some bad situations. Because I actually got her a job at Folklore. Cleaning.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Cleaning the shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I forgot she was doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, she needed a little extra income, and I got her a job of cleaning the shop and doing whatever, and saw me in some really bad situations, and I decided, man, I can't do Dallas no more. Some love lost kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. You want something else?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
And my move was to fucking travel. To leave fucking Texas.
Yeah.
I have nothing here. You know what I mean? There's nothing here for me.
Yeah, I guess you didn't come for family. You didn't. There's none of that.
I came chasing a dream.
Right.
And I capitalized off that little dream. Yeah. And I made a little bit of a name for myself locally, just from hard work. Like, just, hey, I want this small name.
Yeah.
And I'll do it better than fucking 80% of the fucking DFW area.
Right.
And give you an experience, talking you up or making you laugh or whatever.
Yeah.
But I had to leave Dallas. Thank God I didn't or thank whatever, that I didn't leave the state and go and traverse some sort of new territory where I had no clientele.
Yeah.
Because Fort Worth's close enough to like people that really fuck with you. Like, all right, it's like a longer drive, but I'll still come out there.
Yeah, and I was something was looking out for me to not make that fucking major move again.
Right.
Because 6 months later, COVID.
Oh shit! Yep.
You know what I mean? I was doing pretty good. I was getting a little feet, like my feet underneath me, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
You know, and of course once COVID came out, you know what I mean. But I can only imagine that 6 months of just tattooing for 6 months at this new shop in Fort Worth was enough to get my name out there and like do the hashtag shit right before like the algorithm changed and all that stuff to like get me set for like the next, honestly, like the next 2 years. As soon as COVID was over, I was like, I didn't have time to sleep. I didn't have time to rest. Right. I was busting my ass. I was working 7 days a week. I work 7 days a week now unless I'm traveling.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I mean, if I would have went somewhere else with nothing.
Yeah, that would have been a fucking
I would have
been rough.
I would have been starving, you know what I mean? And I worked at this place in Fort Worth for a while, and then we had to cut ties. Again, another 2.5 years. 2 years, something like that. Longer than I should have. Went to this next place and just doing my appointments and traveling and trying to make a lot of connections that I should have. Like some people make connections very early on by traveling on the convention circuit. I had a family. Yeah. I had to take care of my wife. I had to take care of me. I had to take care of my dog, shit like that.
Yeah.
So it was just work. And then I had worked myself into a frenzy of that's all I know.
Right.
And this last year I've been like, let me go out and
explore a little bit.
Let me make some connections. If I want to open something up, what can I bring to fucking Fort Worth that no one else can?
Right.
Like, i.e., like artists.
Yeah.
That wouldn't come to Fort Worth. Everybody wants to go to Dallas, which is fine. And I still love Dallas. I love Dallas a lot.
Yeah.
But memories don't let me love it too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a little bit of PTSD with some.
For sure.
Shit, yeah.
And I want to bring people to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
I like Fort Worth. It's a fucking chill ass fucking place.
Man, well, talking about Fort Worth, if you're ever hungry, there's a good burger spot.
Which one?
There, it's called Gusto's.
Gusto's? I haven't heard this. I love a good burger spot.
They did our what they do?
Grand opening.
Our grand opening. They were like doing pop-ups and shit.
So they weren't there by the time I showed up to your grand opening.
No, they sold out. They sold out quick.
Damn. Gusto's.
But anyway, I went over there just a couple, like 2 Sundays ago with my fam and shit. Drove out just for the burgers. They're good. They're behind some bar. I wish I could tell you the name of it. I fucking forgot now. I don't even know where, but just look it up on Instagram. But anyway, just letting you know. You like burgers?
Fuck, I love burgers.
Nigga, they're good, dog.
Yeah.
They're good, fucking just like good cheeseburgers. Anyway, I
fucking love that. Because I sincerely love fucking a good burger.
They're so good. They're like good, just like regular, like nothing fancy, just a good cheeseburger.
Yeah, smash burgers.
Yeah, smash burgers.
If you make the motherfuckers right,
dog, they're good.
That gourmet shit doesn't matter.
Simplicity, right?
And he's a good dude. The dude that has the spot, he's a cool, good dude. Fucking young, trying to get shit cracking. So check him out, dog. Check out Gusto's in Fort Worth, or they're probably everywhere. But I know they have that spot in that bar, whatever.
I'll be there this week,
dude. Yeah. Anyway, but so you're in Fort Worth now. That's tight. Trying to bring some names. So it sounds like you're really trying to get some shit cracking over there.
I would love to open my own shop, but with the huge influx of tattooers simply knowing right out the gate, knowing more than me, or not having the cautious tone that I usually have.
Yeah.
I think it's coming to that point where people are tired of seeing tattoo written somewhere.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Or it's not, we're like, people are desensitized to it. It's not cool no more, probably. Or it's not like...
They're just tired of seeing it, man.
It doesn't really even strike a nerve. People walk by it probably more than they should.
Yeah, and I mean, the place I'm at, the owner has been super fucking nice. It's called Royal One. The owner has been super fucking great to me, and I mean, there's nothing bad to say, honestly. You know what I mean? I work with a good group of guys.
But you're probably in a space right now where you're probably ready for that next leap or whatever.
I think the big thing is I want shit run the way I want it run.
Yeah.
You know, and I want the stuff around me the way I want it that inspires me. And not necessarily everybody's 100% matches my 100%.
Right.
Some people just want to make the money that they need to make to pay bills, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to shit on nobody.
Yeah.
But like, I ain't trying to surround myself with that.
Yeah.
I want the same tide to raise all ships.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if I'm doing bullshit and someone's doing better, I'm like, fuck, man. That's my competition.
Right.
In the friendliest of way, like,
yeah.
You're not gonna fucking shit on me. No way. Let me do this 10. Let me show you how it's fucking done.
Right.
You know. But not everybody's like that, and I would like to have the opportunity to surround myself with people
like-minded individuals almost.
Yeah, just in artistic wise, I'm kind of more on the artsy kick right now.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of my stuff has a lot of hidden meanings.
Yeah.
And it's mostly for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, anytime I send Sonny something, he goes, "All right, cool. Break it down. What does it mean?"
He won't, because he's like, "What do you take it as?" And that's why I love your tattooing, because I mean, you won't explain it, so it just leaves you like open for interpretation. Like,
because
I love that about your shit.
It's supposed to mean. I actually don't create any of my flash or paintings or anything for anybody else but me. I'm just very fortunate that people like it.
Right.
And I'm very, very lucky with that because
I mean, it looks phenomenal. It's like beautiful art, man. Like,
shut the fuck up.
It's phenomenal and beautiful. No, but it is. Yeah.
No, I mean, the big takeaway is that I don't ever expect anybody to get it because it is some of it is fucking generic stuff. Just let me push something out. But most of it has thought or memory or hurt or pain behind it. Most of my shit is very fucking sad. And it has to deal with love loss and pain or not feeling like adequate enough or and you know, like I can look at it and I can fucking really feel something. And when anybody ever fucking chooses it and when they start to question what it is, I'm like, well, what does it mean to you? Because I don't want my shit to taint your shit.
Right.
And here's a story that I actually did at Folklore. I had this stone doorway, and the sun was like halfway in, halfway out. And I drew it because I could feel myself going back into depression and hating myself and like, you know, it was kind of like a cry for help a little bit, or it was at least something to get out. You know, of myself. And a guy got it, and he asked me, he's like, "What does this mean?" And I was like, "Oh, what does it mean to you?" He goes, "I'm coming out of depression. I had this kid, I had this wife, and they've noticed that I've been very vacant. I'm here, but I'm not here. And I'm starting to control it, and I'm starting to come out. But if I would have told him that was me going in, it would have fucking ruined that. You know?
He probably would. It probably would have been like,
"Oh, let me not get this because I'm coming out." I don't
But it was a huge thing to me that it meant something
almost opposite of what it was meant for you. Yeah,
it was very powerful for him. You know, and I've been very fortunate with that I've had, like, I draw a lot of caskets. I have a lot of stuff dealing with death or suicide or, you know, whatever in my drawings, and definitely like love loss. And some people are just I'm very lucky to witness people taking it for something better than it was meant to be. To me, I just had to get it out. It was a demon that was trying to get out of me.
So that's your way of expressing it and almost getting the weight off your shoulders, essentially, for that moment.
And the crazy, you actually use the absolute perfect words. That one dude in particular, he left, and I felt a fucking weight. Like, I felt better. You know what I mean? That he took it and it made his own, and it was seriously a weight off my shoulders. It sounds very weird and hippy dippy and shit like that,
No, but it makes sense. Yeah.
But it was a huge like. God damn, that felt good. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Well, I mean, yeah.
And I might never see it again. You know, and of course that's what tattooing is.
Yeah.
Right. Our best work we may never see
Yeah.
again.
Walks out the door.
Walks out the door.
Yeah.
It's gonna age like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna fucking go tan and fucking jump in the pool.
Everything in 20 years is gonna be a fucking just like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you look at it and it sounds like a fucking fart.
Yeah.
And but that's the magic of tattooing. I guess for me, I love seeing old tattoos.
Yeah. They're always a pleasant surprise, at least for me. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm like, damn.
And sometimes they're fucking like an ego shock.
That too. You're like, ooh.
I'm like, how old is that? And they're like, 20 years. And I was like, fuck, that looks like I could have done that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's that good.
Yeah.
You know? And then I would see something that I did 2 years ago and I'd be like, fuck, that looks like it was 30 years old.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, damn, you paid me for that?
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, let me give you some money. Hold on, let me see let me just dump out my pockets.
I charge you what?
Yeah.
Nah, but that's what's the cool thing about like art and shit, right? Like it's a little bit of an escape for depending on what the shit that you're going through, right?
You know? I think if you're doing it right, and I think if you're doing it right, you also never love anything that you do.
Yeah.
You know, you can. I guess I can only speak for myself. I can do a fucking sick tattoo, what I think is sick, for like 20 minutes, and then it's the complete biggest piece of dog shit. You know, because then you pick it apart and you know, oh yeah, fuck man, like someone has to wear that, and you know, but yeah, art is a weird thing, and there's no rules when you really look at art.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we just don't. We're the only ones that make it, like ourselves. You know,
yeah,
it's like. Yeah, see, there's times where I see like weird. I just ran into this kid's page. This, I don't know. I gotta look at. I don't even remember his name, but I'm sure he's like autistic or some shit. Like this young boy making like crazy art and getting really well known for it. And like it's not great. Like it's not this. You know what I mean? But it's like weird, and he's like a young boy. He's like fucking not even a teenager. He's like 9 or 10.
Oh wow.
Like doing this crazy like abstract fucking art, but it's kind of fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like I was looking at his shit and I was like, damn, that's art. Like it's art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's art in its own way, and like it's really fucking cool. Like I said, it's not like oil fucking realism painting. No, it's like weird. It's weird, but like.
So in the last couple, sorry, I didn't mean.
No, go ahead.
In the last couple of years, trying to really slide into that art phase, because I always considered myself a tattooer, not a tattoo artist.
Right.
Because a tattooer feels a little bit more blue collar. I do whatever comes in the door.
Right.
A tattoo artist is a motherfucker that feels like, well, that's beneath me.
Right. I do this, but yeah.
But like trying to slide into the art thing, man, to me, it's whatever you look at and emotes something out of you, it pulls something out of you, anything at all, that's like priceless.
Yeah.
You know, in a world where we're oversaturated by information and pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, art can be a fucking it's still like, it hasn't faded at all. And it might be more to sift through.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, because there's a lot of it.
It's a lot of it, and everybody claims.
Or we see a lot more of it, I guess.
To me, it's the idea of like, if you do porn, all of a sudden you're a porn star.
Yeah.
Like, if you have paint, all of a sudden you're an artist.
Yeah.
And to me, like, I've never made that connection like so direct. But there's a lot of people out there going, "I'm an artist." I was like, you might be working towards it.
Yeah.
You might be doing art.
Right.
You know, but it's also such a subjective thing. It might. What if it doesn't do anything? I'm not a fucking person to say what is or what isn't.
Yeah.
But it's a huge thing for somebody, maybe somewhere, that saves their life or changes their life.
That's true. Yeah.
If that's not power in the most highest form, I don't know what would.
That's true. Yeah. Because I mean, I feel like art is sometimes like you say, like it's almost like an escape. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it is kind of like a superpower. You know what I mean? Because like just speaking for myself, I guess, like, there's moments where, like, you feel a certain way, you might be in a fucked up state of mind, and you can maybe do a little bit of creating, and at the very least, it's like a mental block for that moment, you know what I mean? Or you can get it out, you know?
Yeah, you can actually pull it out. I feel like I've actually pulled emotions out of myself.
Yeah.
Just to not feel that anymore.
Right, and it's gone. Or at least for that moment, you know, and you can and you can get past that speed bump essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, get through the next hour or whatever, you know, or of the day or.
For sure.
Because that's sometimes when you feel shitty or you're fucking in a fucked up mood. Sometimes you're playing the day minute by minute.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had. I mean, there's I you know, stories that I don't necessarily care to share, but I've definitely had those stories where it was, I don't know if I want to see sleep. You know what I mean?
Right,
I don't know
right.
if I'm going to see, like, bedtime.
Right.
The generic idea of bedtime. You know what I mean? I'm going to make my own bedtime.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But sometimes art has done that, you know, or writing is a huge thing to me too.
Yeah.
So
I guess any form of escape, right? But like, you know,
yes.
I guess in our case or whatever, art is probably the main one. But I guess people find that in a lot of things, you know, exercise, fucking music, yeah, writing poems or writing literature or whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean anything that it's always good. You should also have a fucking tag on the bottom of your suicide hotline because I talked about it a lot. But
no, but it's a real thing, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because a lot of people deal with that shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. And I'm not trying to jump on a bandwagon of anything. And like I said, Sonny has known me for quite a while, and he's seen me pretty high, and he's seen me probably lowest of low. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not a huge want to go out and talk about it and stuff like that because I'm
nigga, you aren't. Yeah. You're so good at shutting everyone out.
Yeah, I don't even know why I'm talking about it now, but you know, maybe this is a platform to save one person, and maybe that person is the one that cures cancer or saves one other person.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
Sometimes it's good. If it ain't good for you, it might be good for somebody else to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know. So it's I'm not a huge I'm not opposed to anything or I know my struggles, and that's all I can talk about.
Yeah, and that's what you're just saying it out loud.
Yeah. So, but you know, art's cool.
No, it's cool. That's what that's what I was getting at. Yeah, like at the end of the day, like, man, art's fucking cool because of that. You know what I mean? Because of like just the shit that you just said. Because like even as simple as like that design you made of the old boy that got it tattooed. It probably was, you were drawing it out of like a shit mood, but this dude was getting it because he was in the, you know, and he, like you said, he took it his own way, and like it fucking made his day better.
It has to be 5 years old by now, you know what I mean? And I'm still talking about it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he looks at it and it's like, it's a constant reminder of whatever that, like, I'm getting past this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he hears this, he's like, wait, this is what?
Damn. Yeah. Nah, but it's cool, man. Like, that's fucking dope to hear, you know?
Very huge thing for me. And sometimes when I'm down and I can definitely like look at that and just be like,
man, you did a good thing without even knowing you did a good thing.
Yeah. Not even trying to. I wasn't even trying to do it.
Right. Yeah, you weren't looking for a pat on your back or none of that shit. You were just expressing yourself, and then it fucking shed some light on somebody else, you know, which is, man, that's the best medicine sometimes, man, when you know you did good for somebody, you know, without knowing you did good for somebody, you know.
And, you know, I'm going to be selfish. That made me fucking feel super good.
Nah, man, I mean, it ain't selfish. I don't think that's selfish. I mean, fuck, it's just human nature, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't pull one way without pulling something else into it, right?
Yeah, we're like a big rubber band, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. What a trip, dog. You ready? Yeah? Well, guys, this was Daniel Gerbis, right? Am I saying that right? Gerbis?
At Looming Moon.
At Looming Moon on Instagram.
Looming _.
Looming _
Check him out. He's out in Fort Worth. Royal One right now. For the time being, Royal One.
Royal One, yep.
Be on the lookout at Time Flies, maybe.
Yeah, you know, or at least for some guest spots or something or whatever.
He's already done one. There might be a second one coming up.
But
I wouldn't count on that.
Okay.
wow, we won't be posting this. But that was good. Appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate you
having
being
me.
on, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Hopefully, Daniel do good.
Daniel did great.
Okay.
Yeah. And just so y'all know, this was our first actual guest, which is cool, you know,
Right.
and very spontaneous too, because it wasn't planned, and
Yeah.
I feel like it was cool.
Yeah,
you know?
Sonny actually just tattooed me earlier today.
Yeah.
So
You could call it that.
Sonny attempted to tattoo me
Yeah.
earlier today.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
That's more like it. Yeah.
There's many sessions to fix what he fucked up,
Yeah. But it was
and
good.
Hector will be doing that. So
But all right, guys, it was nice chatting it up. But I guess we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
bye.
Oh, hold on. Before I say peace, I left this because I wanted to shout out my homie. I smoked one of his cigars. My boy Edgar Hoyle Osok.
Amazing cigars.
Good ass cigars, man.
They're so good.
Homie from Houston, good ass dude. He'll be on here soon. But all right, guys.
Peace.